Hey guys, welcome to another one of these. Today we are looking at Caesar versus the Bot in one of, I think it's like one of the shorter matches, but I don't know how to explain how this one kind of went down, but if you asked me, some of the positions that the bots were in, I felt like maybe would have needed a censor if they were humans. Let's put it at that. They were just
a lot of scooping underneath each other.
Yeah, and
into each other,
and going on top of one another, and I think like one of the weirder ones was like just like one of the two of the corners were like stuck together for a little bit, and then they just kind of went around in a circle, and it's like, oh, okay. It's still an interesting fight, you know. Caesar looked pretty cool, I thought. They had like a machining error, it looked like, on one of their sides.
Yeah, they had that little
chip.
Quite connects, like on the other side.
Yeah, like that chip type thing in the middle of the piece, and that was, you know, it was an interesting design, and I thought it looked pretty cool.
I'd love to see that weapon moving.
Yeah, the bot, it's another box, I gotta say, and
oh, the
also,
bot. I thought you were still talking about.
No, the bot. Creative name, guys. Making these videos.
Make your robots generically named.
I mean, you guys are making my job so much easier by just naming it the bot. Thank you so much. But the bot, not Caesar. You know, I didn't really like its design too much. It really didn't show too much of it, and it ended up winning the fight due to tap out. But at least this wasn't a countdown.
Yeah.
I gotta say that much. Usually these fights that are this length, you know, end in some sort of countdown. But I'm glad they just kind of like tapped down and said, "Yeah, we're not doing this anymore. Sorry." But yeah, I thought, you know, for kind of the weirdness of the fight that was going on, it was okay.
Yeah. The bots. I'll just call it the bot instead of the bot. The bot. Their weapon had a good deal. I don't know. I want to say that it had a lot of torque on it, but it stopped spinning a bunch of times. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess they probably just were jammed close enough where they just couldn't get it spinning. Period. But they had a good deal of torque on it, and it was beating at Caesar's, like the underbelly, a good deal. So a lot of torque. Given the astonishing array of non-functional weaponry so far that I've seen, definitely a halfway decent weapon. I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't want to go into the ring with that thing against Neon Annihilation. Well,
but
I wouldn't mind it if their weapon broke again.
Yeah, but you know, both of the weapons seemed kind of interesting. You know, the bot, it's just like the husk around the weapon just didn't really look nice, and it felt more like a Street Sweeper 2 kind of bot, where it's like they were trying something here with the bot, like the weapon being more towards the inside of the bot, and it didn't work well out in the testing areas compared to on paper.
Yeah.
Since that's really what these kind of fights are, they're kind of like testing grounds to think, okay, these bots kind of work, you know, for these tournaments. These kind of do not, and it's a huge testing ground pretty much. So that's why you kind of get fights like the ones that we've had today, where they kind of just kind of get that 10 count or have to tap out because it's just they're not performing the way that the creators want them to.
Yeah, definitely would have liked to have been able to see Caesar's weapon going, because you get combine on combine, and as long as the weapons are at least halfway decent, like the bots was, those are some very interesting matches. Of course, if you get one beater bot that's only mediocre against something that goes just insane, like Neon, those are awesome matches too.
Yeah.
A good one to look up. I don't know if you had this one recorded, but Occam's Razor versus Nighthawk. That would have been your freshman year.
No, I wouldn't have had it then. I think I started like maybe end of freshman year.
I know it's
moving to sophomore year.
Is this
Yeah, I know they're out there too, but I can't remember.
This insane little drum weapon. Nikolai. What? I miss Nikolai. They made brilliant robots.
Yeah, I've just realized now that they haven't been there for a long time.
Yeah, they, I think their last time was when I did Octavius Mark 1. But so...
Was that our... Or my freshman year?
That was your freshman year.
Yeah, so maybe they're like the, like what Germantown's gonna kind of turn into now that Maring's gone, where it's like, you know, they were there for maybe this freshman's year and stuff, but they won't be there for the next 4 or something like that.
Yeah, I had talked to some of the Nikolai people, and they were shifting their school's focus over to FIRST Robotics, which I can understand from a financial standpoint why I would want to do that, because there's not the likelihood that you're going to lose hundreds of dollars of equipment. But on the other hand, throwing robots in the air versus throwing basketballs, personally, I think is a little bit more fun.
Yeah, the thing with like the BattleBots, and this is just, I could go on about this, is I don't care about sports. I honestly do not care about sports. And sure, understanding the functioning of a bot, you know, is kind of cool. But the only sport that I do actually like is BattleBots, because it's kind of like, you know, boxing or wrestling or MMA, where you just put these different bots into a ring. It's like the UFC of robots. You know, you put all these different bots with all these different fighting styles into the ring, and you watch them fight. And sometimes you get really cool fights, you know, like the last one that we talked about, Evo versus Neon Annihilation, right? And then you get some where, like Caesar versus the bot, where, you know, they kind of blew up on the launch pad. But, you know, it's really cool to see those different fighting styles go against each other, and it's really cool to see, you know, what these people can kind of come up with, you know, with their fighting tactics and things like that. And that's why I really like BattleBots compared to something as stupid as like basketball or football or something like that, where it's just people throwing balls to one another or, you know, something like that. I really think that fighting is probably my favorite sport out of all of them, and BattleBots fighting each other is even better.
Yeah.
You know?
Plus, I mean...
But then again, I come from an action-packed demographic, so...
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, when's the last time you were at a basketball game and you heard someone yell, hit him again, cut him in half, rip off that plate, blow him to pieces? I've never done that.
Yeah. I mean, the only time that I've ever done something like that is at a hockey game. I'm like, kick up! So, and even hockey, like, the reason why I like that is because, they have all these kind of fights that kind of break out, and, you know, it's fine for them to do that, and I think more sports would be more fine if they did that, because it's just another form of entertainment, and I really like this form of entertainment because of that. I know we're getting really sidetracked, but just thought I'd say it.
Moral of the story, breaking stuff is fun.
Exactly. So, we'll see you in the next episode because of that.